Hello everyone and welcome back to Zoo Crafting! I am Zookeeper Seri and we are here in my lovely autumn garden. Look at it. I am still so enchanted with it. There are beautiful leaves and mushrooms everywhere and it's so nice to have a brand new set of trees too. Not to mention it's really nice to have a whole bunch of different mushrooms and a whole bunch of different foods popping up out of the ground. Aki is back hard at work. It seems like she is having a really fantastic time going ahead and checking out the new garden. So Aki's taking good care of everything. Let's go ahead and add in some of the foods that we have just lying around in our inventory in here really quickly, like the cinnamon. Oh, I can't wait to do something fun with the cinnamon. And I'm just gonna put the coconuts away for now, and I guess I'll just put the cinnamon away for now. And I feel like a raw snail. I feel like actually Dr. Nami likes raw snail, and I don't know why. I think he likes to eat it somehow. But we'll worry about that later. We'll worry about snails and Dr. Nami's questionable food habits in a little bit. Today, you guys, we are going to go ahead and we are going to go back down to the zoo. It is about time we spend some time down in the zoo, and we are going to be taking care of building the black bear exhibit, especially because you guys have left some really... Oh no, this spot's not getting water. Ugh. Okay, I'll have to move my little sprinkler around a little bit. But you guys have left some amazing ideas for enrichment items for our black bears. Okay, Lily, so first thing we need to do though is come in. Oh gosh, and I picked up more cabbages. There's no escape from these things, you guys. There's just no escape. At least I can put the adzuki beans in here. I don't really want to put the cabbages in there, but I just might need to. But we're gonna go ahead and stop off in our plant sorting shed first so that we can grab some berries, so we can grab some oak wood. What else do we need? I'm gonna grab some oak saplings as well. Okay, let's go ahead and grab like half a stack of oak saplings. That should be plenty to get us through my little project that I have planned for today. And acacia leaves, probably don't need those. Probably don't need spruce. Oh wow, there's so many leaves in the leaf pile. I didn't realize we had that many leaves. I should take those down to our little black bear exhibit as well and put away the Alexandrite roses. And yeah, today we are going to build the first of the enrichment items that you guys have suggested. I loved it, loved it, loved it. The suggestions for the enrichment items, A+. You guys had so many creative ideas and so many awesome attraction ideas for our zoo. We're going to be building so many new attractions. I am so excited to share the plans with you. But for today, we are going to be building the very first of the items in the black bear exhibit. Look at the dogs. They're doing a dance. They're so excited. It is going to be a tree house. So a few of you guys suggested tree houses, but Addison is actually the person I saw it suggested first from. And Addison suggested a tree house for the black bears because they love to climb with lots and lots of berries and fruit up in the top of the tree house. And I thought that was so charming because I was looking for something that would be good for the black bears, but it would also be something fun for the people to look at and fun for the people to watch. So then I started researching tree houses, Pine, Lily, and Tate. And yeah, we brought Pine instead of Alia this time, by the way. And I saw the Berenstain Bears treehouse, like pictures of the Berenstain Bears treehouse, and that brought back so many memories. So I'm thinking we're gonna make a cute little treehouse, not quite like my treehouse, a little bit different for the black bears in the middle of their exhibit. And there's a couple other cool enrichment items you guys suggested that we'll be adding in too. But to build a treehouse, we actually need to have lots and lots of bits and pieces we need for trees. So that's oak saplings, oak wood. Do I have a lot of bone meal? I may not have a lot of bone meal. I only have one enriched soil in there. All right, let's go see if I can find a lot of bone meal over in the little chest that I keep over here. Hello, little chips. Do I happen to have lots of bone meal in here, please? I have lots of bones. That'll do it. All right, and what the heck, Aki? She has stuffed this thing full of tomatoes and pineapples, so we'll have to go ahead and take that out. Look at my little mushroom. No word on what the mushroom fairy is all about just yet. It's still sound asleep, so we'll have to check in on the mushroom fairy later. And Aki, my goodness, she is just throwing down all of these awesome crops on the ground. There's so much of an abundance of the autumn harvest already that she can't even keep up, so we'll have to help her out with that later. All right, and our furniture. Isn't this so cool? Look at our mushroom furniture from Eros. I love it, love it, love it to pieces. It is everything I could have ever hoped for. I need to put the mushroom bed upstairs. We still have the wild mushroom pizza, the garlic herb mushroom spaghetti. We have the other wild mushroom pizza. There we go. Yay, they're stuck. And I put some of the other mushroom foods right here just to sort of show them off, and then we'll come back and eat them later. All right, I need to put the... Oh, thank you, Martha. I need to put the mushroom furniture away really quickly. And then we're going to go down and, okay, it's going to go in here just for now. Then we are going to go down and build a tree house. So the enrichment items I want to start putting in our exhibits are not just for the animals. They're definitely primarily for the animals, but they're also for the people, as I've mentioned before, so that people can be like, yeah, this is really, really fun to see. Sometimes the things that are best for the animals, people seem to think are a little bit boring. So you jazz it up a little bit for the guest to your zoo as well. I don't think the black bear would really care, for instance, if we had like maybe little curtains on his treehouse, or maybe we had like a really, really elegant ivy. Oh, and the sky is so pretty with our new autumn garden here. I don't think the black bear really cares if maybe his treehouse had wind chimes. I don't think he really cares if his treehouse maybe had a cute little balcony, but the people who come and visit will actually really like those things. So that's more what I'm thinking about. And you know what? Now that I look at my treehouse and I see that spruce wood up there, I think I am going to grab the spruce wood that was in here. And yes, I did put the puppies in safari nets. I am going to grab the spruce wood, actually. We could probably use it for building. Pardon me, Aki. Good job on the garden, by the way, Aki. I'm so proud of you. And then we're just going to go ahead and jump on Aster Seed's back and fly over to the black bear exhibit. But yeah, I don't think the black bear really cares if he has banisters on his balconies. I don't think the black bear really cares how his treehouse looks, but it's not going to hurt him to have banisters on his balconies. And it's not going to hurt him to maybe have like fun little things like curtains or other things like that. So I'm not sure how treehouse is. I'm like, I say curtains, but I'm definitely thinking we'll go more rustic style for this treehouse, but we might make things like this where you have the little posts that stick out. Maybe he'll have some little divincing pieces. Who knows? I kind of want to make it so that when you look at it, you're like, that's a really cool treehouse, instead of just like, oh, look, it's a treehouse. Like it's a tree that a bear can climb. I want it to be a little bit more than just a tree that a bear can climb, Aster Seed. And that's, again, more for the people than the bear. But that's okay, because it'll be a fun building project. All right, so puppies, you are here. I need to feed you in just a second. I'll feed you the ostrich when we go inside the black bear exhibit. I don't think it's polite to do next to Aster Seed. All right, so let me see. Let's run over here. And I'm actually going to grab some dirt. I'm going to start growing some vines too, because I need the vines to grow out if I'm going to be able to do anything with them. I'm going to grab this chisel because I think we need to do some work with it. And we're going to try something new. In fact, puppies, sit for just a second, because I am going to be working with bone meal. And I will never forget the lesson of Angel the kitten, who we lost. That was so sad. All right, and we're going to come in here. Let me go ahead and put the vines down so that they can start growing and I can harvest them up in the future. And I was kind of thinking, where should we put this? And I sort of wanted to leave this area open, but at the same time, I love that little den thing. I really want to turn this into sort of like a berry grove forest area for the black bears. But they're going to be very, very spoiled, happy black bears. And I think we'll give them a nice big ball to play with and like push around. Because I think pretty much, I mean, humans like chasing balls, dogs like chasing balls, tigers like chasing balls, red pandas like chasing balls. I've seen penguins, even fish, chase balls in their enrichment exhibits. So I'm pretty sure it wouldn't hurt to have a little ball here that the black bear can play with later. So we'll add that in later. But I'm thinking right over here is going to be where I want the treehouse to go. Not really the spot I would have originally picked for it, because I thought I wanted something a little bit more open over here so we don't hide the fossils. But I think this is just like a great spot. And then we can have a balcony and we can have a little grassy spot that'll have all sorts of berry bushes growing in it, so the black bear can like climb up and be like, yeah, this is my stuff. So I think it'll be fun, like a fun little treehouse. And if you can think of anything special to put inside the treehouse, let me know, because I do want them to be able to climb it. So we're going to use lots and lots of vines. In fact, I think I can use bone meal on the vines now. I think that's a mod we installed. Let me check. It works! It just works in different directions. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so it kind of works. Like it worked here. Whoops, dips. I didn't mean to like cut down two things. Sorry about that. I have no idea what I just did with that piece. Oh dear. I have no idea what I just did with the piece of the tree that was there, but we'll take care of that later. I'll put the vines over here instead, and it doesn't always work. All right, well, it was an idea. At least it's there. At least it's there. But yes, so I'm going to have lots and lots of vines so that the black bears can climb up and they can climb down. And I'm also going to try to set it up so that the vines will surround the area. So if the black bears fall, then they'll be caught on the vines and they can go down safely. They won't crash to the ground and get hurt. So that's another goal. So all right, we're going to go ahead and come over here. Now, a secret, you guys, about building trees, like big trees like this, it's actually a lot harder than it looks to make a really nice large tree. So I'm going to try something new this time. Oh, and I need to get some cobblestone really quickly. I'm going to try something new where we're going to try to grow like 2 or 3 large oak trees and then turn around and we'll see if the 2 or 3 large oak trees, we can kind of combine them, and together, their forces combined, their powers combined, the oak trees will look good. I'm not sure if this will work. And also, I do definitely need your guys' ideas on like what to put inside the treehouse, because I know I want it to be a super special treehouse, kind of almost like an attraction unto itself, the black bear's treehouse. And I kind of like, I have the Berenstain Bears sort of in the back of my mind, but I'm not really sure what to do about like the Berenstain Bears. The fact that I have the idea of the Berenstain Bears in the back of my mind, basically. All right, so we're going to come over here and we're going to put down this oak sapling right here. Okay, right there. And then we'll make sure it has 3 blocks all around it. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. All right. And now we're going to grow it. I'm really hoping this will work. I'm glad I brought a lot of bone meal now, because sometimes this doesn't. Oh, okay. That didn't work the way I was hoping, but it worked. All right. So that's kind of like one side of the treehouse. This is my new way of trying to build a treehouse. So we'll go ahead and call that like one corner of the treehouse right here. And we'll see how this theory of how to make it works. Because the oak trees, usually you can force grow them even against each other. And now I'm going to grab these steel shears and we'll come in and clear away some of the leaves like so that I'll be able to kind of build up around this. All right, there we go. There we go. And then we're going to come over here and tuck this in, and then maybe another one in this corner, probably too far away. All right, we'll put it right here. And then again, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And off we go. And let's try this again. I'm really glad I made so much bone meal now. All right, see, and it made another big tree. So how's it looking so far? This is a much better idea than just trying to put down the trees individually, because this is turning out a lot nicer. Look at that. That looks so much better than when I try to do this a different way. I'm really happy with these results so far. All right, and am I wearing my little booties? I need to enchant Silk Touch on these booties. What am I thinking about this? I think I actually got Silk Touch from Halloween Town too. All right, so let's go ahead and gather these up. But yeah, I want this treehouse to be an attraction unto itself. I want people to be really excited to come and see the bear's treehouse for some reason. I'm not really sure like what I want it to look like entirely, but I want it to look really, really nice. And it may be one of those things where we're gonna have to just build it. And as we build it, help, I'm stuck in a leaf block. And as we build it, we'll be able to judge what we think about it. I don't know if it'll grow this time. I'm gonna do my best. No, it didn't grow. Okay, I think we need to clear away a few of these leaf blocks. And maybe it'll grow down here. We may only be able to do like 2 corners at a time. All right, let's grab the other bone meal and let's see if it'll grow here. And if it won't grow like by half the bone meal, then I know that I probably just need to do it by hand. Come on, please. Oh, it did! It did it, you guys! Yes! This is gonna make it so much easier. This is so much better. I'm gonna do this to make like big tree trunks from now on, because this is gonna look a lot more naturalistic around the edges. Wonderful. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do another like lifted up tree right about, well, I don't want to make it like a perfect square, so I'm gonna bring it right about here, I think. So right there. So I need to surround this area so that it has its little 3, and then we'll come over on this side. 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and then I need to go up 5. There we go. All right, you guys, I hope this works. I should probably get down in case it decides to like smack. Oh, did you see? Did you see? I made a mossy block on the cobblestone. Oh my goodness, I knew we put down a fun new mod with bone meal. I think it's called like bone meal extended or something like that. I made mossy cobblestone and I made a really big tree. Look at that. We just have to fill in the pieces now and we will have a gigantic tree. I'm so happy. We'll have a gigantic tree we can start working with to make a tree house for the black bears. So let's go outside the exhibit and take a peek from the other side. So I know I want to have like a little grassy balcony where they can like right over maybe here or over here, probably over here, I think, for the balance of what it looks like, where the black bears will be able to like climb out and just eat a whole bunch of berries on their tree. And we'll do a whole bunch of connecting of these 4 trees, excuse me, into one big tree. And then we can use carpenter blocks so that we can do those mossy pieces, and also so we can do slopes for the roots, which will look really nice, I think. So that's going to be really, really fun. And then on the bottom of the grassy spots, we can do those roots. We'll have to go get the roots from our, the mole, Mr. Mole. If you guys remember Mr. Mole, he's hanging out over by Sunflower's tree, and he gives us roots for roots vegetables. So we can put those on the bottom. We can make like a fun little balcony, maybe out of either spruce wood or oak wood, not even the planks, but just the wood, with the architecture mod, so it'll have like little balcony edges. And should we give it like a really cutesy little window? Do you guys think? I think it would be kind of fun to have like a cutesy little window, or it might completely break the immersion. We don't really do like a lot of human influences inside of our tree houses, so maybe I won't do a cutesy window. But I'm not sure. Maybe I should just do a balcony like this kind of fencing instead of a balcony with the architecture mod. Questions. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take this oak wood and I'm just going to kind of like fill in the bits and pieces. And I know that black bears love climbing trees. I was actually very fascinated to learn that they are avid tree climbers. Like we mentioned before, the black bears will actually climb up into trees so that they can look around and kind of just see what's happening. They sort of chill in trees. And the other day I actually had in my little window bird feeder a bird just sitting in the window bird feeder. And at first I was like, is it hurt? What's wrong with it? It's not eating. It's not flying. It's just sitting there and looking around. And then it occurred to me, no, the bird was just chilling. Like, it was fine. It wasn't being chased by anything. It was in a safe spot, so he knew he didn't have to worry about hawks, and he didn't have to worry about cats, because he's literally sitting 2 stories up in my window bird feeder, so nothing is going to come for him. And it hit me, no, the bird is just relaxing. So I wonder if oh my gosh, I wonder if black bears ever climb trees just to kind of sit up top and look around. Not because they're hungry, not because they're looking for something to eat, not because they're trying to defend themselves from predation of some kind, but just because they're looking around. I wonder. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and fill in this tree with these oak wood pieces really quickly, and I will be back in just a moment so we can see what kind of progress we've made. And it is always raining in zoo crafting, and I have no idea why. But here we are, you guys! Check it out! So this is the work that I have done so far on the little tree house for the black bears. And it does not look like much from this angle, I am going to be totally honest. Let me go ahead and head out of here. I'm actually pretty pleased with what I've managed to pull off so far, even though it was seriously just like throwing down a bunch of oak wood and stepping away. But this is what we have so far. We made a little balcony. I put down some grass, and we have some of the oak wood post as the border. I think I like that more because it looks a little bit more naturalistic than if we grabbed the architecture craft mod, and if we did like the railings from it. So I think I'm going to stick with that to try to keep with a more naturalistic look rather than like the Berenstain Bears look. As fun as that would be, we might like rebuild a Berenstain Bears house as potentially an attraction. And I was also thinking maybe we'll build a whole bunch of tree houses, not only in the actual exhibits, but somebody else, who was it? Wolfclaw. Wolfclaw had a really awesome idea to actually build some tree houses throughout the entire zoo, so that every time you go up in a tree, you might be able to see a specific type of bird, and then you can do a bird watching challenge and like gain tokens or trinkets from each bird watching challenge and turn them into the head bird watcher, and then maybe you can get something special. I thought that sounded like an absolutely brilliant idea, so we will definitely be doing that. And I was also thinking that it would be fun to add more spots, Pine, where you could climb into things, like maybe climb into the tree house, and then you could be in like a nest, in quotation marks, of what it would be like to be in a squirrel dray, or what it would be like to be in a robin's nest. And you can kind of get a sense of what it's like to live with that animal when you climb into the tree house, and you can learn facts about him that way. And then maybe you can even find like trinkets about that animal there. So that would be really fun, like little toys that you could take home. But this right here is the tree house. And again, especially I think because of the rain, it doesn't look the best. And I'm beginning to wish I had put in this birch leaf instead. So I don't want to change those to birch leaves, actually. I was going to say I might change all those to birch leaves, but that would be a big pain. So I'll have to think about if I'm going to transform all of these into birch leaves somehow. That would take forever. I don't think I will. But it does a lot of oak wood right now. So I'm thinking we need to break it up with a few vines. I'm actually thinking instead of the normal vines I put down, I might go with the variegated ivy that I'm holding because that grew faster. And I'm going to use vines to make it so that the black bear can climb on the inside of it. But I need some advice, you guys, on what to do with our black bear treehouse. We've got some of the basics down. I'm going to be putting some berries up top on that little balcony right there. I'm thinking having maybe like 2 or 3 beehives hanging from the treehouse would be really fun, even if we never go to those beehives. So we might make some apiaries, or I might see if I can, what does like the actual beehive look like? Can I grab my hands? I might be able to get my hands on the actual beehive. I think if I use Silk Touch, or maybe just if we get like some queen bees, we can be like, oh look, she made a beehive. So we might be able to figure out a way to do that. And I was also thinking right here on the left, we could make a little waterfall and make like a little stream leading over to this spot. We could move the wood down so it makes sort of like a little blocked area right here, and we could have a little stream, so if the black bear wanted to like come out this side, it could just jump into the stream instead, and that might make it really more dynamic with more movement of the water too. Speaking of movement of the water, that reminds me, I need to check honey. There is honey. There is liquid honey. That gives me some ideas. I'm not going to tell you guys why, but it gives me some really fun ideas for our black bear in the future too. So, all right, we've got like liquid honey I need to think about for the future for the next enrichment item, but I need your guys' advice on what to do with this current one. I feel like it's unfinished. I feel like it's got some progress, but it's majorly unfinished. I think I might actually go into the bottom and change out the bottom with a bunch of grass. And I want to make sure it still has that sense of like educational and maybe that sense of sort of tucked away. So what I did more reading, and black bears really rely on nuts. So I know what it is. It feels like it doesn't have a lot of life. That's what it is. It really feels like there is not a lot of life in this exhibit. Oh, and look, the vines are spreading, thank goodness. So these vines are how the black bears will be able to get up and down. I'm hoping that the vines will be able to grow down. Maybe I need to make it a little bit wider, but we can actually jump up and climb up that little vine piece. And here we are on the balcony. So this is the view for the bears, and I think this is really fun. And because it utilizes that vertical space, it'll give the animals more area to roam around. And if we remove these and make it like a fun little like water sprout that's just right here, so they can just dive into a little puddle, I think that'll be fun. And then I was thinking on, hi Lily, she's like, Mom, what are you doing up there? I was thinking on some of the upper reaches of the tree, it would be really fun to put in some bird nest. That would be fun to put decorative bird nest everywhere, and maybe even have some birds that we could attract over here if we put in the bird feeders, like with the Gouldian, or not the Gouldian finches, good grief, I don't want Gouldian finches in my temperate forest black bear exhibit, but with the American goldfinches, we might be able to attract them over here if we put in some of the bird feeders. And maybe a squirrel. We could rescue a squirrel, because the reading I was doing about black bears said that in years when black bears have a lot of mast, which would be considered your like hickory, chestnut, your acorns, the nuts basically. Years when the nut populations are higher, black bears really do much better. They're less of a nuisance. They don't bother humans as much. They don't invade your dumpster as much. And they overall like reproduce better, and they have higher health because they really rely on nuts. So I was thinking we should probably put in at least 1 or 2 nut trees over here, but then maybe up in the upper reaches we could have a little squirrel skittering about. That would add in a touch of life up there, and it would really make it feel like, you know, there's something there. And we would have to heal one of these squirrels from the Walnut Center to bring a squirrel in here, and the squirrel could occasionally drop like actual nuts that the bear could then enjoy. So if you're walking by and the squirrel's like tossing nuts down, then you can see the black bear like walk around and there's nuts on the ground, so you know it has plenty of food. So I think that would be really fun, and I wouldn't be worried about the black bear eating the squirrel because it would be way up there. And again, they're very opportunistic, and if the opportunity is, hey, there's a bunch of food on the ground right here, or hey, do you want to try to climb a tree and chase a tiny squirrel, the black bear is going to go for the little nuts on the ground, so it's going to be fine. All right, so I need to figure out what else to finish off over here, and I do need to put in a little sign out here that thanks Addison for the idea that sparked this entire project. But we definitely need, it's unfinished, we definitely need some touches. I just don't know what. I'm just not sure what kind of finishing touches I need over here. Maybe we need to use some of those carpenter's blocks, and we need to have like little mossy pieces from there. All right, so the floor is open to you guys. I need your help to make this a beautiful black bear exhibit and really make it look super nice. I'll kind of work on, I think, the waterfall piece. I'll kind of see what I can do. And then we'll come back, and I think when we add in some berries and maybe add in something, right now I don't like how we can just like see straight into it. Maybe we should have a privacy screen of birch leaves actually to kind of balance everything out. Birch leaves right here, so you can't see into this part of it. I think that would help. And then I guess we're gonna have to go. I forgot how like multi-viewed this exhibit is, so we'll have to go from each angle and see what it feels like for privacy for getting in and out of this little spot. And then if the vines won't grow down, I'm gonna have to like expand. I think I need to knock out these two right here, and then the black bear might be able to get up and down. So I'll have to play with this so the vines grow down for sure. But all right, we have progress. We have actual exhibit progress. I'm so excited. And keep those enrichment ideas coming. Remember, it's also to make it as fun for the people to look into the exhibit as it is to make it as fun for the animal, because keeping both those groups happy is how you have a very successful zoo. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.